In 2011, I was living overseas. I came back in 2012, and by the time I got back, like, everything was so new in Sydney and I didn't really know where the cool spots were. So I actually walked into the Strand Hatters, one of my favorite shops, and I was talking to one of the guys that worked there, and I said, hey, like, where's a place that's like cool at the moment? And he said that there's this new joint down the road called Goodgod. As soon as I walked in, I just handed in my resume. I was like, I want to work here. I want to be here all the time. It was Hana Shimada who replied to my application. I started out as a barback, and that was great. The start wasn't until maybe about 7 o'clock. You'd start at 7 and then finish at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m., including cleaning. It was very physical. Managing Goodgod, it was wonderful because then I got to be able to be part of the voice that runs the place.
I think what Goodgod showed to me and my first impression was that the club was bare-boned. There wasn't a lot to it, but what made the club was people, and that was the first time that I realized that it's not the production or the lights or the sound that actually makes this club. It is the people that go and the culture you foster through your staff that makes a club.
But for me, my connection to Goodgod is just the kind of people who worked there, the kind of people that we were working for, and the kind of people who came in. And that was so special for me. Prior to moving overseas, like I've never really had like a base of, I didn't have like a solid base of friends who were, I guess, like-minded. And basically, like, when I first started at Goodgod, this is where, and I mean this in the best, most endearing way, is that, like, I just found my bunch of weirdos. Like, it was a bunch of weirdos. Like, sweet, beautiful weirdos. It was the first environment, and certainly the first workplace that I've been to where sexuality wasn't a thing. Like, it wasn't a point of conversation. It was just a bunch of beautiful people who were just trying to live their lives.
It didn't feel real to me. That I don't understand that. It's almost like one day someone's just come to you and just go, hey Vic, you can't eat that particular food anymore. You can't drink that particular drink anymore. Just telling me that I can't do something, which I just have, I've been doing my whole, for so many years. And it was only, a few weeks later, and when actual laws kicked in, that I was like, holy fuck, this is tough. This is really tough, and this is going to change. This is going to change the climate.
It changed so many things, and then there was a lot of hostility, which we really fought so hard to suppress. Like, we, just trying to take care of all our regular patrons. But yeah, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I wanted to tee up a chat with Jimmy to say that I'd like to end my contract of managing. But he called me first and said, hey, do you want to have a coffee? I just want to talk about something. And I was like, oof, what is this? So anyway, we had a coffee, just the two of us. And he said, look, we're thinking of closing doors. I'm so glad that I didn't speak first. Because, yeah, I mean, it was weird because I was there to tell Jimmy that I was like, actually, I'm done. But then he told me that this was going to happen. And I was like, whoa, okay, this has changed everything. Because if that was going to happen, if there was only 1 year left, then there's no way that I wasn't going to stay on and stay there till the very end with Goodgod. I think Goodgod ended at a real high. Like, it was a really good point where the parties were just sweaty and full, and everyone still like retained so much love for the place, whether it was the customers or the staff, and just all of that, like, no love lost. Like, it was all there. It was time. Yeah.
I've got 2 regrets in my life. I was in New Zealand when Daft Punk came here, I was in Berlin when Goodgod had its last party and Jimmy Singh threw down. I listened back to the set, probably one of the greatest DJ sets I've ever seen. They're my two big regrets that I have in my life. I'm living a pretty good life, but those are my two only regrets.
A lot of people can be excluded from the regular bars that we see around us. And having places like Goodgod is where then we, can find our home, our own space, and our place to just be. And it's super important because everywhere around us has mainly just kind of made us feel like we're weird in a bad way, Even though we wear our weirdness on the outside, like the weirdness is normal. Like this is, like we all deserve to have a place of our own.
I think what Goodgod has taught me is the value of forming community and love and doing everything with honesty and integrity. I think if I can take anything out of what Jimmy and Hannah taught me was that do everything with a smile on your face, do it well, and make sure at all times that you're happy doing what you do, because otherwise it's all not worth it.